Thank goodness it's Friday. It's been a long week for South Africans. We've gone to the polls last week, and this week we've heard a lot from politicians about what their parliamentary plans are. Oscar Pistorius' trial looks to get a 30-day postponement. We'll hear on Tuesday exactly what the conditions of Oscar Pistorius' psychological evaluation will be, and after that, no more Pistorius for about a month. But let's look back today at some of the slightly stranger things that have happened this week in the news. The EFF had enough of the new age on the SABC, and they walked out of a breakfast briefing saying that they were promised a spot on the panel and they are sick of the media treating the EFF like, well, I suppose a second-class party. Dali Mpofu led the walkout. He gave his explanation and walked out of the breakfast, and he was followed by his fellow EFF comrades. Now, the SABC did explain that the reason the EFF wasn't given that spot on the panel was because no other political party had agreed to join in the discussion, and it would seem rather unfair if just the EFF was on that podium. Still, it didn't stop the EFF from walking out. Akhang's leader Mampela Ramphele decided this week that she's had enough of politics now. After only getting 2 seats in Parliament and with Akhang only getting 0.28% of the vote, Mampela Ramphele announced it was time to hand the reins over to younger leadership and time for her to focus on her family. We can't help but wonder if this has got something to do with Akhang's poor ratings. Remember, Akhang took a serious knock after Mampela Ramphele said that she was going to join the DA and then pulled out unexpectedly. According to Mampela Ramphele, she's going to spend her time focusing on her personal relationships that took a bit of a knock during the election period. Moving further afield to Russia now, where Russian authorities have found an ingenious system to find people who are skipping out on maintenance payments for their children. Russian men and women who abandon their families and leave them with no financial support need to be careful because Russian authorities have started advertising their faces. That's the faces of the offenders on the inside of cake boxes. So if you go to the store this afternoon to buy a bunch of donuts in Russia, you'll see the face of somebody who skipped out on maintenance payments, and if you recognize that person, you can call up the Russian authorities and let them know where they are. In fact, this happened this week when a woman looked inside her box of donuts and saw that her neighbor's face appeared there. She called the authorities to call out her neighbor on where he lived and what he was doing. The man was arrested and needed to now pay about $7,000 in back payments. For the latest news and information, visit news24.com, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and from the team at News 24 Live, we hope you have a fabulous weekend.